I kind of wanted to come up with my own sort of tag. I know there's one quite similar to this about fears about yourself and questions about your fears, but I wanted to sort of do like 5 fears of mine and then 5 good things of mine that I'm not scared of, that makes me happy. So it's called the Fears and Cheers tag. I thought it was really cool because it rhymed, and you've still got fears and cheers. It's not so much cheery, but like it's happier. Things that make you happy and things that make you scared. So I always wanted to end it on a positive note. I don't just want to be like, oh, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, blah blah blah, and then not come up with anything that I'm not scared of, you know. So I'm going to get started with the fears. First fear of mine is the dark. I've always been scared of the dark from the moment I can remember, ever. I'm not so much feary about walking in it out in the streets because of street lights and stuff, so when I'm aware and awake I'm fine, but in regards of going to sleep and stuff, I'm terrible, or being on my own in the dark, that's something I hate. I don't know what it is about it, because when I'm with people I'm not scared of it. Or if I'm just with one person I might be, but if I'm with a crowd I'm fine, but I don't know what it is, it's just a fear of it. And because I'm such a wuss, I always get bad thoughts in my head about things, and then I get paranoid and think there's something in the house with me, or following me, or watching me, or something, or gonna kill me, you know. The second one is my ribs. I've always had a fear of ribs, like the sight of them. There's this bit on Saw, I think, where this machine goes into a woman's ribs and tears, and you see it, and you know when people scratch a chalkboard and that makes them cringe, that made me cringe. Like, it didn't look real, I suppose. It kind of did, but it was just because there was ribs involved. If people, you know, when they come up behind you and they do that thing, and they like grab you and then they make you tickle like there, I hate it. I hate even touching myself there, like. And when I sleep I have to have the cover, like if I'm on my side, like under me, so I have to wrap around me and then I sleep over it, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I always have to have something covering them when I'm sleeping. Then it's really weird. It's like I hate people touching my ribs, and I actually want a tattoo on my ribs here. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to have to be put to sleep or something. My third one is getting old. This is probably the worst one out of them all. I am terrified of getting old. People are like, you're only 20 and old, but that feels old to me because I'm not a teenager anymore. It's something you're actually terrified of when you become, even in your 20s. It's not about my parents or anything, I'm not concerned about that. It's about sort of not being able to do what you can. Your sight goes, your hearing goes, things start to not work properly, things change, and you go through sort of growing up and adolescence, and you go through the stage of growing, and then everything goes to shit. So like, I just don't get it. I hate it. It messes with the brain, and then everything happens to you, and I know it's part of life and most people go through it, but I just don't like it. Like, and I already have arthritis as it is, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like when I'm older. Number 4 is sharks, big animal, you know, like the fucking fish. It's actually generally any sort of bigger, larger fish, like whales and things. It's anything that is bigger than me, I suppose. But sharks scare me the most because they look the scariest. Dolphins don't so much scare me because they're not intimidating looking, but I've always been scared of sharks since I can remember as well. I can remember a time, I don't know how old I was very young, where I wouldn't go in the shark tank area and see life, and I would hold on to my mum in like shoulders, crying my eyes out because I didn't want to go in. I actually, when I was about 14, plucked up the courage to touch one, and it was a little dogfish one though, and you know, the tank with the rays, I stroked it. It took me a lot of balls, but I did it. So it's not that much really big of a fear. I've walked through a tunnel with them above my head, hated it. As I say, it's any big fish really, because we went to Legoland, I think, and we was in like this little submarine, and it was clear below you, so you could see all the fish below you. I thought they were Lego fish. They weren't, they were real, and there were sharks in it, so the whole time I was like this, looking up, so I didn't have to see below my feet and feel like they're going to get me. I really do, I hate it. Like I say, it's any big fish as well, because we went to a zoo, I think it was London Zoo, and they had tanks, but luckily there was no sharks that I can remember. But there was this tank with massive fish in, and that scared me, because I was like peeking around each corner to see if there was any fish, and then I peeked around this corner and there was like big fish. And it just scares me walking past them. I don't know what it is. Like, big animals don't scare me because my favourite animal is a giraffe and it's massive. But fish, I don't know why, they just terrify me. Little ones don't, I'm absolutely fine with little ones. I've had goldfish. It's just big fish, mainly sharks. Now the last one is not a huge deal because it's not a massive fear. Like, my mum has this fear, but she has it a lot worse than me. It's getting stuff in my eyes, but she literally, when she dyes her hair, she'll have a flannel around her. I won't go that far into it. I'm so scared of it because when I'm in the shower, that's why I hate showers, because I get stuff in my eyes more in showers than I do in a bath. I always have to have a towel outside so I can quickly undo the door and wipe my eyes. I do it about 5 times every shower. Even if it's just the water from the shower in my eyes, I don't like it. It's not that it stings, well, some stings, but it's just the feeling of it. It's just unnatural and weird and I don't like it, and I can't think of anything worse than losing my sight. So I don't care what's in my eye, I have to get it out because it could just be water, but I don't care what it is, I have to get it out. In order, I'd probably say the dark. I'll wait. Getting old, the dark, ribs, sharks, eyes. So 5 cheers for things that make me happy. The first one is probably snow. It's not in order, I'll go in order after. I love snow. I like the cold weather, but what I get most excited about is the snow. And I don't like the icy snow after a couple of days. I like it when it's just falling. I like it when it is falling. I like being out in it. I like touching it, and I just love snow. It makes me really happy, and I can't stand being hot. I can't tell you how much I hate it. I'm one of those people that gets angry when they're hot. Like, you know how some people get angry when they're hungry? I'm like that when I'm hot. I get frustrated and don't want anyone around me. It's gross. And I'd much rather freeze to death than boil to death, so just put it like that. The next one is positive people, or motivating people. People that make you want to do things. People that psych you up. People that push you, but in a good way. Not so much doing it for their own benefit, but doing it to make the best person you can be out of yourself. I'm not motivated on my own. I am when I really get into a sort of subject or project, but I wasn't really at school. I was kind of in college. But at work, I'm the most motivated person I've ever met. I like people that encourage you, and I think everyone does really. That's just something that makes me happy in life. And third thing, taking pictures. And I know there's a huge stereotype of everyone thinking they're a photographer these days. I don't think I'm a photographer, but I have been. I've done it at a job. I did passport photos. It didn't last very long, but you know, and I like to help people if they need it. Like, I've helped my boyfriend recently because he's trying to design a clothing line. So I studied it at college. I got a right grade. It kind of took over dance for me because dance was my love. Dance made me happy, and now it's photos. Even like doing it for people, like modelling for people, even though I don't think I'm anything special. I mean, these dark circles right now are taking the piss, for quite frankly, but I haven't had no sleep recently, so what can you do? But I just enjoy doing it because I know how it feels to be this side of the camera, and I know how it feels to be that side. I've got no problem with it. I don't necessarily think you have to be pretty. I won't call myself a model at all. But the word modelling for someone is sort of what people think you're calling yourself a model, but I'm not by any means. It's just fun, you know, I enjoy it. Fourth is when little things happen, and I mean that by, like when you cross the traffic lights and there's no cars, so you don't have to press the button, then you get to the other side, there's no cars again, and that just makes me happy because I like think from then on, oh, my day's going to be good from now on, and then me thinking that it usually is. But there's also days where that could happen, and then say you achieve something at work you usually wouldn't, you I don't know, have a good hair day or something, but when they all happen in one day, I think it's really cool, and it makes you feel good, and there's nothing better than that, than making yourself feel good. And last of all, my family and Josh. And Josh's family, I guess. Family and people who are in your life, you know. Family is probably the most important thing ever in the world. Even if some of you don't get on with your family, just keep them always in mind, because when you need someone, they might need someone and you don't even realise it, or I know they've always been there for me, like no matter what, so that's really important to me. And then when you lose someone, which I have recently, you kind of realise how important they are and how much they mean to you. For example, Josh's family have spent 2 years, well, nearly 3 years with me, and I've spent 3 years with them, and I've got to know them as my family, so I would never want to lose them. They're a big part of my life. I won't ever forget them. If I do lose them, hopefully I don't, touch wood. My own family have spent 20 years with me, so that's a big deal. Like, they've seen me at my best, they've seen me at my worst, so I never want to lose them because they know the most about me, they know how to make me happy. They also know how to make me sad, but they're family, you know, you've got to argue and things. But when you lose someone, it really does bring to light how important they are, and when they all come together to sort of celebrate someone leaving the world, like we did, it was just really nice seeing everyone. I'm not crying, I promise. Yeah, I'll see you later. And even though that was supposed to end on a positive note, yeah, I think it did, but I just got a bit emotional, like you do. So in order I put that: family, positive people, photography, when the little things happen, and snow. I hope you have a great day and enjoyed this tag. Feel free to do it yourself. I don't tag anyone in specific because I'm not that popular yet and they wouldn't see. But no, I tag everyone I'm tagging. Have a great day and I love you all. Please subscribe. It's the first time I've ever said that. I feel weird saying that because you should just feel free to do it if you like. If you don't, don't. But if you wish to, please do. It'll be great for me. Thank you and goodbye. Getting old. The dark.